Hey guys, I'm back, and now we're gonna head away from this tunnel. And yeah, the lair of the Father can be tough. Let's move onward. Now, where we have to go is here. Oddly enough, if you go to either side... Now, personally I didn't fight any enemies, but... There's a full heal side, and the other side will stores magic. So if you use some magic on the way here, as I have, store it here. Now, this is one of those points where you kind of have to do the lesser of two evils when it comes to party formation. You're gonna put Edge here, and I know you think, well, why put him here? It's not ideal, and I don't like having to do this, but it's either put him in the front row or put someone much more. At last you've arrived. Who are you? I am Vasoya. I am charged with watching over the slumber of Lunarians. Yes, he's a Lunarian. Lunarians? Yes, we people. The red planet. Wait, so you guys came from Mars, and then you went to Mars. Went to Mars from Earth, found it was not safe, then you decided, oh, we're gonna sit on the moon for a while. Okay, create another moon. You. Yeah. Me. Yeah. This is the Lunarian Vasoya. Do I have any Phoenix Downs? I want to know. Yeah. I will need at least one for one of those upcoming things. Yeah, this is Vasoya. He's basically a black mage. He's basically a sage. He's basically better teller. In every way, shape, and form. First off, he has 190 magic, which is, well, it's not as good as Vidya or Rosa. It's still decent. And he knows every spell. Otherwise, he basically knows every spell in existence. Including this one. Yeah, he knows Meteor, but he can only cast it, I think, once. Maybe twice. He can counter it twice with 2 magic left. Now, what I'm gonna do is simple. Inventory. Now, you must give this guy 3 arguments in order to get the stuff he delivers. So what I'm gonna do is, well, focus is not for you, but you can have Whirlwind, since I have no use for it. Upgrade, since I also have no use for that. Yeah, this is essentially where most of Sid's place that could be useful, but Adrenaline doesn't really do anything. So, with those 3, since I believe that's what you're supposed to do, let me just read ahead just for a moment. Yeah, oh, you're supposed to only give him 2. It says give him 2, I gave him 3. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Yes, and it says also at this point, you must return to Cockle's Forge if you haven't. Also, you can get piercing magic, but I never really use that. Because I don't use effect. And there's a few other things you're gonna pick up. Alright, now, that's all done. That's all the side stuff. Now we're gonna have to return back through those passages. Yeah. You have to walk all the way back. But now we have Vasoya, but also, just so you know, don't bother leveling up Vasoya. He gains literally no stats. No stats, literally. Like I said, he's Teller, but better in every way. Or worse in some ways. He's Teller, but enhanced. He's basically Super Teller. In every way, shape, and form. For better or for worse. This actually can cause some potential issues if you're not prepared to deal with that kind of character. He will gain no stats. His stats are set at what he gets. What he has now is what he'll have for the rest of the game. But it doesn't matter too much because you don't have this guy for very long. He turns up for 5 seconds, but he's not really a viable playable character for 90. He's not a playable character for 90% of the game, and he turns up for a few seconds for this bit because they decided that this bit's hard enough. You need a 5th party member. They couldn't just follow you around as a follower or something, but they decided, nah, he's a party member, which is fine. Realistically, he doesn't actually achieve anything in terms of growth. He literally doesn't grow at all, and that's fine. By the way, you want to make sure that you have at least one Phoenix down on you, because you may need it. If you've traded off, like I have, Cecil's wine magic for level lust or something like that, note, that's what you want to do. Now, Ninja's out of here. I don't have time for this. And by the way, these things are just versions of those annoying other enemies that you fought on Earth. Not too tough and more of just there to be annoying pains in the neck. Same as everything else on this moon. There's a lot of annoying enemies on the moon. They're not so much tough, they just annoy the hell out of you for about 5 minutes. I'm not going to waste any time with them. There's enough fights I'm going to need to deal with, and I'm going to gain plenty of experience from all of those, particularly with level lust on me. Trust me, you don't need to do too much. It's weird, the thumbnail for all my videos is just the background screen, chocobos. But everybody loves chocobos, don't tell me you don't. Chocobos are cute little birdie things. Honestly, nothing, you'd have to I struggle to find something that's cuter than chocobo. I dare you to find me something cuter than chocobo. Because chocobos are very cute creatures, if you really think about it. Don't lie, everyone here likes chocobos. I like chocobos. Although, I must admit the changing of their colors and things is a bit weird. But it's those... Do you know what really annoys me is in Final Fantasy 13, in the second one, the only thing I didn't like about the game, it was a great game, but they changed those, those chocobos. They created this sort of rock theme for the chocobo theme, but it's not as good as the original theme. It's just, anyone who's played the original games loves that theme. It's amazing. Remember, that theme was created when games were 8-bit. We're starting out. Yet it's still one of the best and most famous themes. Now, first I'm going to heal up in here, and then I'm going to save before I go down. Only reason why I'm doing this, because a lot's going to happen as soon as we get back down to the surface. There's no downtime. So if you haven't saved before this point, save. At least in one of the slots. You want to save in one of your slots. That's important, because otherwise things could get really nasty real fast. You want to be able to return to here. Do some practice, do whatever. If you're low on something. Personally, I'm not, but if you are, come back to here. Because otherwise you may have a bad time when you get back down to the planet, because a lot happens here. I'll go over the next area when it comes. What's going on? It's the Tower of Babel. What? What do you think they were trying to do with this thing anyway? Yeah, this thing looks evil as hell. I mean... right? No. Anything we can do? What's that? Yeah, the Red Wings! Yeah, it turns that they're not as happy with this as it's not all the Red Wings. The Red Wings that are serving Baron have no longer under his control. The dwarves! Hello! Yang! You should not be out here. Yeah, the sylphs are here as well. Push yourself too hard. Fine, and if I were not, this is no time to be lounging in bed. Oh well, nothing to worry about. Sid's here to help. All engines, full power. So... Good work, guys. Good work, Elder. Thanks for bringing them back. Edward! Let me brave man. Edward, you know, there's such great characters in this game. I love it. Came to fight. Staggered. You help, Sid. Yeah, our giant ship's is too large to get in. To jump? Can fish swim? Who do you think you're talking to? Okay, now stop firing. We need to get in that thing. You've stunned it. Now we're gonna blow it up from the inside out. Yes, this is literally the dungeon. You're literally inside this thing. Now, this dungeon's actually incredibly short. There's an elixir, a Fuma Shuriken, some silver apples, a Soma drop. Not too many items. I mean, some of these are good, but you don't have to pick them up. I'm personally not going to pick up most of these items. There's Yochi arrows, a Siren Ether, High Potion. Elixir. That's tempting. I might grab that. Might. Now, there's a small area, but the enemies are tough as nails. You know, all the floor... most of these enemies tend to be pretty weak, and the floors are not too long for the most part, but the brevity of these levels is made up by the sheer harshness of the enemies you're going to be fighting. Also, now, first, there's a lot of teleporters in this place. Like so, you're teleporting through the floors. You have these teleporters. What we want to do is we want to get up to its brain. This is the neck. And we're in sort of the... where are we now? This... look at this. This is that's how big this floor is. I'm pretty much gonna complete this floor because it's literally just this. But it's his neck. The neck's always the smallest part, right? Now this place, on the other hand... Ow. Ow, that couldn't have gone worse. Glad I have draw attacks, or else this would be bad. General rule of thumb. Most enemies here are weak to thunder. That's a general good rule of thumb. So, summon Rama. And, well, you should be pretty fine on this. For the most part. But just be careful anyway. Don't worry too much about healing. These places not too long. But don't... and at least the first boss fight, or set of boss fights, will be very interesting. See, these guys can even take a full summon. Like I said, these enemies have a good amount of health. These are probably the weakest enemies you're going to face here. Their stats are not too high. And Cecil hits pretty hard, so you're going to clear these enemies. Some of these weaker enemies are going to clear very quickly, particularly if you've got an Excalibur. I advise you get that weapon. That's a Fuma Shuriken. I'll pick it up because it's just so close. Now, Fuma Shurikens have 200 power. They're the strongest throwing weapons, but to buy 99 of them would be ridiculous. They're expensive. Consider it this way. In the amount you buy one Shuriken... Okay, this thing is basically a version of that other enemy. What you want to do here is just... Well, all I'm going to do is protect and shell before I do anything to attack it. Because then it's going to summon something it could summon something nasty. Notably the armor construct. I believe they explode. They're also clockwork dragons. Be careful of both of those. If they just summon something weak or pathetic, that's fine. But generally... Also, every enemy in this area is weak to thunder. So, in preparation, I'm going to summon Rama. I'm going to attack. Alarm. Yes, these things will... This is a Centurion. It has 999 health. Gives 999 experience. It is not too dangerous of an enemy, because it's pure physical. Hit it a few times, it will die fairly quickly. La-di-la-di-la-di. Combine those 3 attacks, it should be pretty dead soon. As long as it keeps attacking Cecil, which it will, because that's why the Centurion's pretty much the weakest enemy in this area. No doubt. Just have Cecil counter a few times and it will be over. Yeah. Don't worry too much. The enemies here are a little tough, but nothing you can't handle. Arise. Yes. Now, no, if you didn't know that before. Yeah. Fusoya knows all the magic at 50, but he doesn't really... But he's not the best mage because he lacks some stats. Notably health and... As well as he has to do both offense and defense, plus he can't summon things. Which is really your main source of magical damage at this point. You don't use back magic by the end, you just summon things. Because summoning is overpowered. Don't worry, it's not going to beat the final boss. The final boss counters that, and that's nasty, particularly since you don't want him doing what he does when he counters that. You know what, I don't care, just everybody attack, and you summon Rama immediately. Because whatever he summons is going to be... Oh yeah, that is one of the more nasty enemies. That's a clockwork dragon. Now, I don't know what this thing does, but shell and protect immediately. That is going on everybody. Because this thing is one of the... This thing is the second toughest enemy next to the armor construct. I don't think this one explodes, but it's still nasty. I can't quite one-shot those things. I think this enemy is actually quite a nasty opponent, so I'm ending it fast. Don't worry too much about expending magic here. There's plenty. Don't worry about it too much. This area is not that large, and you can... I mean, don't use it for no reason, but if you're worried something nasty is going to come along, don't be worried to use some magic as a contingency plan for the fight. Notably this guy. You face a clockwork dragon. Yeah, they also give a lot of experience. Don't worry too much about this area. It's not the enemies are tough, but because of my team's levels. Everyone's level 50 and Cecil level 60, so my team is pretty decked out. Now, there's an Ether, Siren, Yochiao's, not really interested in most of those. But this is an Ether. Since it's there, I'll pick it up. I'm not going to pick up the Yochiao's because I don't use bows. No point picking that up. Right. Defend, 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 and summon Rama just off the bat. Summon him. You want to make sure you take out the... Damn it, Cecil, stop missing. Like I said, Cecil has been missing incredibly a lot from here in this one. No idea why. This is my first one on the PC. So is it just that he has accuracy, it's hard to hit enemies on the PC, but the enemies are weaker, or what? I don't know. I don't know how the PC game version works, because I have not played the PC version. This is pretty blind on how this works. I know some stuff, because I have played the... Yeah, Sizzle's accuracy is not the best. Still, he does a ton of damage with his weapon. Plus, he's going to gain a lot of levels and his health will go up anyway. See, there's a perfect example. Fusoya's stats don't go up. He's tethered to a T, but doesn't gain anything. That's just a point of concept for you. Now, I'm gonna have Cecil heal himself just so he gets some more health. Don't worry, it doesn't really matter how much magic you use in this place. Alright. I'm in his stomach. Okay, I will not pick up the Soma Drop or the Silver Apple, although you can. It's a little too out of the way for my liking. Thinking of which, I haven't doled those things out. Alright, alright, where do I put these? I have those things now. What do I do with them? Well, sword. For a moment. Okay. Use... I don't have a lot of these items, but Soma Drops are going to Rydia. That's where they go. HP items, I'll give them to Cecil only because I'm gonna give Rosa the HP plus 50, so to sort of nullify that, I'm giving him those. Otherwise, I would have given them to Rosa. But I'll give them to Cecil. He needs a little extra health. The HP plus 50 argument later will make up for Rosa's little less health. These enemies are no threat. Just defend and have Rydia maybe hit him with a... Realistically, you don't need... Rydia can hit him with a summon, and I will, because I can. Have Cecil defend, really. And you're gonna win this pretty handily. This area is nowhere near as annoying in terms of magic conservation as having to magically conserve in the, castle place. The, Hallowed Father's lair of the Father. Be careful in what you do, though. Don't be too risky with your magic if you have an option, because in some areas this can be a problem. Don't be too risky with your magic consumption until you get down to a place where you know you're going to store it. Notably, the final area is a perfect example of where that you must be very conservative. You don't want to use up too many items, and you want to bring back a lot of stuff. Alright. This is the... This is the second last area before a major boss fight. Oh, this episode's already gone overtime. So I'll sign out here, and next episode we're gonna have a boss fight. This is Sape15 signing out. I hope you enjoyed it.